You're listening to the Prospector podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Prospector podcast. My name's Andrew. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Whether you're on YouTube or your podcast app, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help get this in the eyes of more people. What's on this episode? I will recap the day in Creswick for the Royal Children's Hospital fundraiser. The research tip of the week is nowhere to look. Our gold hotspot or forgotten spot is Tanjil or Old Tanjil, so don't miss out on that secluded goldfield. I'll shout out a content creator in the community and, of course, Prospector etiquette with a twist this week. So let's get into it then. I just want to do a recap on the fundraiser meetup put on by Victor from Murray Rivers Gold Adventures. It was a fundraiser for the Royal Children's Hospital and an opportunity for prospectors to come together and chat and maybe win some raffle prizes. A few of us went up on the Friday to secure a spot and help set up and do a bit of prospecting. We all left Victor to set up and went looking for gold. That's closer to the truth. Saturday rolled around and right on cue, the heavens opened and it rained and it rained, and then it rained some more. With the air temperature hovering around 5 degrees, it's fair to say the weather was about as bad as it gets, which in fact showed how strong the prospecting community really is. It was a great turnout. A healthy amount of money was raised for the children's. I believe it was around the $1,600. So great effort by everyone there. The raffle was brilliant, with a gazebo full of prizes to be won. I didn't score the main prize, but I picked up 4 things that I'm really happy with. That they'll all be making appearances in my coming videos on my channel. There is also a fundraiser street talk video from the day on my YouTube channel, another gold prospector. So check that out. Some familiar faces, some silly questions, interview style. So, something a bit different up there for you all to check out. But I would like to take the time to thank a few people for their donations or attendance and help getting the word out. I may or probably will miss some people, so sorry if I do. First of all, Victor. Without him, there is no meetup. Pete from Pete's Gold Adventures, James from JM Prospecting, Matt from Matt's Crevicing Tools, Dan from Ballarat Quartzco, Aaron from Prospecting Pugsley, Mohammed Novalier, Matt from Frenchie's Prospecting, Luke from Gold Fever Reliever, Andy from Poverty Prospecting. If I've missed you, drop into the comments section and give it to me. I don't mind. It really doesn't bother me. Give it to me for missing out on you. I'm sorry if I did. Lastly, thank you to everyone that turned up and put their hand in their pocket for the Royal Children's Hospital on a wet, miserable day in the bush. It was great. It really was. So next year, guys, don't miss out. It'll be in the middle of winter again because why not? We're prospectors. We get wet in the creek. What's your problem? It's only a bit of rain. All right, let's look at this week's research tip. Now, if you're new to online research, grab a pen. I'm going to list as many useful resources for gold history as I can. They are all free and can easily be used alone or with other resources. So, let's start simple. Google Maps, Google Earth. I'm not going to explain what they are. I think you all know. GeoVic. This is probably the number one tool you will use to find gold. Enough said about that one. MapShare is good for defining crown land and waterways, and a few more other things. Resourcesvic.gov. There you'll find everything about licensing and where you can and can't prospect. SLV, or the State Library of Victoria. So many records here. Easy to use search feature, SLV. Public Records Office of Victoria, or Department of Mines. Here, all the mining archives are here. So, Public Record Office of Victoria, or the Mining Department. DataVic is similar to the Mines Department for archives. It's just a different front face of a website, but seems to be exactly the same. So you can use data.vic as well. Earth Resource Publications. You'll find all your old gold maps here and geo reports. Surveyors' reports are often overlooked, but they can be found in the State Library archives as well. I use them regularly. I think they're a great source of information that isn't written by miners that may be slewed a little to the positive side because they're all looking for investors at the time, where the surveyors weren't. So they can be a lot more accurate for the time period. And then there's Trove. For all your newspapers, magazines, and a rabbit hole I find myself lost in for hours on end. It's some cool stuff in there. I haven't mentioned any apps or mapping sites because I wanted to make sure I kept it as a free research. But look, with all of those that I've mentioned, you can compile a detailed report on an area. No problems at all. All right, then time to shout out a content creator. This week, a little bit different. If you don't already follow this channel, you must go and do it now. After the podcast. Wait, come back. Oz Geology on YouTube. If you want to be challenged mentally with extremely professional content and a lot of gold-related topics, then Oz Geology is a must-subscribe channel. Look, I'd actually love to get him on the show, on the podcast in the future. I'm sort of working on that now, so hopefully we can make something happen in the future. He's a wealth of knowledge that really articulates very well, better than me, who does a podcast. Work that out. And I'd love to have him on the show. So if anyone actually knows him, drop us a comment, put us in touch. It'd be great because he is an absolute asset to the prospecting community with his sharing of knowledge. All right, guys, time for the gold hotspot or forgotten gold hotspot. This week, we're going to look at the Tanjil Goldfields, also known as Russells Creek Goldfields, situated in eastern Victoria. The area is named after the Tanjil River, which flows through the region. Goldfields became known in 1859 following earlier prospecting activities. The name Tanjil is derived from Tangle Pastoral Run, dating back to 1844, and is thought to mean frost or snow in the local Aboriginal language. Tanjil Goldfields include various creeks and gullies, with the primary sites of activity being Tanjil and Tanjil South. Tanjil South is located on the river flats, whereas Tanjil was positioned nearer the headwaters of the Tanjil River, closer to Mount Baw Baw. The Tanjil Goldfields also encompass Russell Creek, which was a focal point of mining activities. 1850s to 1860s, the initial gold rush period saw a surge of activity with miners working preliminarily on alluvial deposits. The rush was relatively short-lived, with most easily accessible gold being extracted by the late 1860s. 1900s, a brief resurgence in mining occurred, the early 20th century, particularly around 1910s, but the operations were generally small scale and short term. There's some notable numbers from the mid to late 1800s. Tanjil Goldfield, 1,200 ounces. Denoli's Creek, 800 ounces. And Tanjil South, 2,000 ounces. So, in today's money, that's not bad. I wouldn't throw it back. The old town site of Tanjil, along with much of the historical mining area, is now submerged under the Blue Rock Dam. Constructed in 1984, the dam and surrounding areas are now accessible primarily for recreational purpose, such as fishing and boating. While prospecting activities are generally limited due to the submersion and private land ownership, there may be some potential for prospecting in the surrounding creeks that are not underwater by the dam. The Tanjil Goldfields represent a lesser-known but historically significant part of Victoria's gold mining heritage. While the gold deposits were not as rich as those in other regions, they still contributed to the state's mining history. Today, the area is known for its natural beauty and recreational opportunities than its gold mining past. The area is stunning to see, and you might just find a few specks or two if you take a pan. So that's the Tanjil Goldfields. Now, this week's Prospector etiquette is a little bit different to my normal ranting, so you'll all be pleased to hear that, because it was really refreshing to see a large group of people in one place all talking and sharing stories last week in Creswick. There was a very real sense of family about the day, with plenty of laughs along the way. Meeting and talking to new people that share same interests is always a good conversation as far as I'm concerned. So not really etiquette, but more of an observation that confirmed the prospecting community is like no other, really. It was really good to see. Now, if you want to hear something different or want me to look at a gold hotspot, please leave a comment. Or if you want to come on for a chat, you're more than welcome to do that too. Just drop us a comment, get in contact. There's an email address attached to, on your podcast apps and all of that, and same in YouTube. There's an email there. You can email me or just hit me up in the comments. I usually answer all comments, so that's fine as well. Otherwise, that's all I have for you this ep. I'll try to keep these ones that don't have special guests shorter, sort of cut down, so you don't have to listen to me waffle a lot. Cut down on the waffle time. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Share it, like it, subscribe it, all that stuff. You know what to do. Thanks for listening to the Prospector podcast. Till next time, talk soon.